No, Chris, I don't care what you say. The Bruins are not going to go far in the playoffs. Oh, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Post to Post podcast. With me, as always, is my big Bruins fan, Chris Ronan. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? How's things?
I'm doing good. We're 2 weeks since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, it's been a while. We got a lot of catching up to do. If you want to touch on that real quick, the Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, and Colorado Avalanche have all clinched their playoff spot. The Bruins are currently in third in the division with 1 point ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's about 11 games left in the season, give or take, for these teams. So, playoff race is heating up, and we'll see. I mean, the East is a battlefield, so we'll see if they even make a deep run.
Right. It is currently 11:30 at night, Friday, April 8th. We're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning, Boston Bruins. Boston just beat Tampa in overtime. Tampa's kind of like falling down the line all of a sudden.
I don't know about all that. I mean, they're basically set to make where they need to be. They're 4-4-2 right now. It's a bad time to go cold when the other three teams ahead of you are 9-1-0, 7-2-1, and 8-2-0. But other than that, like, they're not worried by any means. Detroit has 65 points behind them, and the other wild card seed is the Capitals, who have 86. So they're pretty set, I think. Yeah. But I personally, if I were them, I wouldn't want to have to go up against Florida right away, Battle of Florida. But as a fan, I would like to see that.
I think we're just so used to seeing Tampa being a powerhouse, you know. I don't think Florida took that spot this season.
Yeah.
But let's jump right into it. We have a bunch of news here, and just like the last episode, we need to jump into it before it gets to like a 3-hour episode, especially this week. Buffalo Sabres, Devon Levy has chosen to go to Northeastern University next season rather than turn pro. Devon Levy was also given the Mike Richter Award, which is given to the top goalie in NCAA. I like this move. I think it's a solid move for Devon. I think he's realized Northeastern's a solid college NCAA team where you can sit there and maybe take like another season to like get. I want to say warm up so bad, but to like get better, you know, instead of going straight to the pros.
For a bum team like
Buffalo, and maybe shit the bed and get stuck in the AHL for the rest of his career, you know?
Yeah, I think it's the right call. Northeastern's a powerhouse for the men's and women's program right now. It sucks to see that they didn't make the Frozen Four. We're going to talk about that later on. Your boy went. He's feeling pretty sore today, but that was an awesome time. Great games, so we'll cover that later on. But there was one other Buffalo update, too. This year's number 1 overall pick, Michigan's Owen Power, has signed a 3-year entry-level contract as a defenseman for the Buffalo Sabres, so he will be joining the team.
That's cool. I really like this. I really like that Owen Power signing.
He was
Buffalo.
Nasty yesterday. It was a really good game. I mean, it kind of stinks that I put this early and then talk about Frozen 4 at the end of the episode, but we'll get back to it. Don't worry, folks.
We'll
cover it.
Yep. All right, so that happened, but let's skip past it because we're gonna be talking about Owen Power a little bit later on in this episode. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets number 5 overall pick. Michigan's Kent Johnson has signed an entry-level deal. He plays forward for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, it's going to be good for him, too. Like, Michigan, it's crazy. They had, like, 12 of their roster players, I believe, were drafted last year or the year before. So I thought it was really cool to see. Good to see them both coming up to the show, and I think they'll fit in really nicely with their squads. Little injury update, too. Riley Smith for the Vegas Golden Knights was placed on long-term injured reserve with a knee injury.
Right. Quick question. We're going to see Buffalo Sabres not make the playoffs. We're going to see Columbus Blue Jackets be Columbus Blue Jackets. And do you think these signings, they're going to just throw these guys out there to see what they could do?
Yeah, I think so. I think they can get them into the mix. It seems like at a certain point in the season, they realized they were missing playoffs, and they said, that's it. We'll bench some of our guys and start bringing the young guys up to get them some playing time. Like, I don't know if before the end of this season we'll see it because that burns a year on that contract, and you have to pay the guy and count that as a year of his entry level. But maybe that's what they want. Maybe they do want to see what he can bring to the show, and the next couple weeks are a good transition period to see, like, you know, Buffalo plays, let's say, for example, Tampa Bay Lightning after they clinch their playoff spot. Now, Buffalo, as a poor squad, will go up against Tampa Bay's, like, second-line guys because they're going to be resting, you know, the main components for their playoff run. So it's a better test run for their young guys and stars like Owen Power and I think that's how I would do it at least.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with Keith Yandle. More stuff we're gonna be talking about later on, but it's kind of what happened with Keith Yandle. last week. But moving on, this is a note from you, Riley Smith from Vegas Golden Knights.
I already covered that one.
Oh, we just skipped right through that?
No,
okay.
I covered it. Yeah.
I'm talking about my brain. My brain just skipped
by
you saying that. Yep. Sorry, from that, we got the Arizona Coyotes' Clinton Keller. He's done for the season after being stretchered off the ice in a scary crash into the boards versus San Jose. His legs first looked really bad.
Yeah, it was tough to see. I mean, this guy's a young stud for the Arizona Coyotes. Not really much to say. I hope he heals up quick, but yeah, tough leg injury, and it was pretty big crash when he came breaking down the left wing side.
Yeah, and slow-mo, it was bad. You gave me a different angle, too, where just, like, his legs kind of, like, bent in a weird way, too. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, bad move. Clayton Keller's a solid player, too, for Arizona, so we can hope he's able to recover and, you know, get back to it next season.
So he can play at ASU next season.
Right.
Chicago's Marian Hossa is signing a one-day contract. Actually, he signed it on Thursday to formally retire as a Blackhawk. His number 81 will also be retired by the franchise, so that was really cool to see.
That's cool, yep.
Sucked to see him go out with that skin condition, too. Weirdest thing in the world. He couldn't wear his equipment because of the skin condition. He would break out in a rash, like just allergic to his gear, basically. So I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing his name pop up again. I feel like I haven't heard it in a while. And, like, Marian Hossa, I'm like, oh, my God, that's right, you know? I'm sure he's way bigger of a guy for the Chicago Blackhawks fans. But when Marian Hossa came up, like, obviously, you're just like, you know the name. But I'm glad he's getting his number retired. He was there for Marian Hossa raised the cup with him back in, like, 2010. Definitely deserving. He's just one of those guys, you know?
Yep, for sure.
Moving on to another retiring announcement. Ryan Getzlaf did announce his retirement at the end of this season. I think he's played 15, 16 seasons, something like that.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
He's been around a long time. Another guy who raised the cup with the Ducks as well.
Great locker room presence for the guys in there now, like the Sonny Milanos, Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry. Like, great guy to learn from, good veteran, and really leads the locker room on the back end.
Solid Ducks player, you know, all-around Ducks guy.
And then this one happened the other night. We're going to get into actual news now, which is good, instead of just little blurbs and updates. Vegas Golden Knights, Evgeny Dadonov scores the overtime winner versus Chicago in his first game after the trade debacle. The announcer says, quote, they tried to trade him away and he wouldn't leave. So it was a really like iconic announcement. It was cool to see. Mm-hmm. He called it like the biggest goal of the season, biggest game of the season, but it was like,
it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with the standings at the time, but them beating Chicago in a regular season overtime game, I was kind of like, you know?
Yeah, it's just pretty cool. The memes that came out, too, were just so good.
What
was the meme you just sent me? Oh, it was the Braden Holtby, the save. With oh, God.
Yeah, that one's good.
So fucking funny. But glad Dadonov is just like, nope, I'm gonna still stay here and rip some pieces for you.
If I was the announcer, I would have made a nasty call. Would have said, "Daddy's home."
Minnesota, we have Kirill Kaprizov. He sets single-season franchise points record with 84. He is currently at 87 points now.
So he's just blowing that number away. Minnesota, I believe, has 10 more games to play this season. Let me double-check that. Sorry, they have 13 more games to play this season. So that number could keep going up. It would be interesting to see him hit 100.
We did talk. So we've been talking about franchise records, I feel like, every week. And, like, some player in some franchise breaking some record. We ran on this huge tangent with the Florida Panthers. Kirill Kaprizov, Austin Matthews, yada, yada. We talked about this. I don't think it's even in our notes tonight, but we talked about this last night or the night before. We were just like, this all came. There's like a graph of like the goals per game have like skyrocketed.
Yep, I have a note on that later on, so it's actually, I can hit it right now. Mm-hmm. The league is on pace to conclude this season with the highest average goals per game in 26 years with 6.2 goals per game as of the 5th of April. So they're on pace to blow that record out of the water for the past 26 years.
And this all comes to, I told Chris too that this all started around the same time NHL did a whole new goalie gear sizing and like width like change to get more goals in the game. So it is working. I don't know if
that necessarily is like what made it happen, but it's definitely a factor. Mm-hmm. The NHL did that because they did want to see goals increase, because that's what gets asses in seats. That's what brings fans in. Like all these goals being scored and high scoring games. People don't really, outside of like a real hockey fan, they don't want to go to a 1-0 game or a low scoring game. So to bump those numbers up, they definitely changed that. I think just the dedication, the diet, the regimen that these players are doing now, like the skill gap is so much higher than what it ever had been. The speed these players have, the handles, everything that they can do, all the different ways they're innovating the game and changing everything. Like
it's so different. We're just like in a different time too, where you can learn online. It's not like back in like the 80s, possible early 90s, where these guys who we look up to now, like Gretzky was one of the different ones where year round, like during the summertime, he trained. Whereas like a lot of the guys, summertime, they're just like, we'll go to the beach and like eat some burgers and hot dogs.
Back then they were smoking cigarettes in the locker room, drinking beers
in like the locker room. It's just a total. It's now just hockey at this level is now your life. You live and breathe it, and if you don't do that, you're probably not going to be in the league.
And I'm kind of scared, honestly, for the youth of America that really want to make it, because now it's, how early are they going to instill that? Like, you need to be how old? 14 and in the gym and just doing everything you can day in, day out to be a better hockey player. Like, that's kind of terrible in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's great because it breeds the greatest players in the world. Look at Sidney Crosby. Like, he's that kind of story, like shooting pucks in his dryer in the basement. But I just don't want to see parents become those people that are like, my kid's going to the show and we're going to do this every day, day in, day out.
We're going to force them to do this.
Yeah, you know? And even if it's not from the parent, if it's from the kid, it's like, is this a healthy lifestyle for the kid from that young of an age? Like, you're basically making a man out of them early.
Right, exactly. So. That goes back to our billet conversation, where these kids that are like 15, 16, not even before then, like 14, 15 years old, making adult decisions saying, I'm going to go to Europe from like the States and I'm going to live with this family and literally pursue my career as a pro hockey player. You know? It's an insane thought, you know?
It is. It really is. And if you want, we were talking about franchise records. I can just blast through these next four because these are all just franchise records, and then we can talk about all four of them after. Does that sound good?
Yep.
So Nashville's Roman Josi has set a Predators franchise record for points with 86. He now has 87. And he set this as a defenseman, which is wild. It's the most points by a defenseman in almost 30 years, and he's the first defenseman with 20 goals and 60 assists in a season since Ray Bourque in the 95-96 season. Moving on to Toronto, Austin Matthews is now the only Leaf to score 55 goals in a season. He's now at 56. He has passed Rick Vave, who had 54 goals. 56 goals in a single season, and is also now the highest by an American-born player, too. So, Edmonton's Leon Draisaitl has passed Marco Sturm for the most goals scored by a German-born player. That was at 243. He's now at 249. And on the same team, Edmonton's Connor McDavid is the first player in the league to reach 100 points in this season in 67 games. So,
I'm telling you, franchise records, names. It's the same names we've been talking about like all this whole season on the podcast.
Yeah.
Leon Draisaitl, we did a whole thing on Austin Matthews. Roman Josi, I think we brought him up like a while ago, but now like he's really starting to like get the spotlight now. We're just like, oh, you're a defenseman making this many points, you know?
Yeah.
I think that to me, Roman Josi's stat right now is the most impressive. Like,
yeah, I 100% agree.
Especially as a defenseman, you're like, I don't know, that's like saying you're a defensive playmaker / goal scorer too. You know,
60 assists is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a ton of assists.
That's a lot.
But yeah, that's all we had for the franchise records and stuff. So I figured we'd just get those out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little funny situation in Edmonton the other day in a 6-1 win over Arizona. Evander Kane had taken 4 minor penalties in 8 minutes and 47 seconds of game time. It was a roughing call, an interference, a tripping, and then a tripping again. So that's kind of crazy. It's like a revolving door. Like, he gets out of the box, he does something, he goes right back in. 4 times, dude. I would be like, Coach, I'm going to the locker room. I'm done. Like, I'm not playing anymore.
It's like that grandpa from The Simpsons meme where he walks in like the front door, puts his stuff away, and then turns around, gets his stuff, and walks back out. That was Evander Kane that game. Yeah,
and he honestly, I don't think they were that punished on it. I know they killed 3 of the penalties. I don't know about the 4th one, but 6-1 win over Arizona. I was like, Jesus, dude, that's just like so crazy to me. Like, how do you end up getting 4 penalties that close in game time? Like, I wonder if that's ever happened before. Nuts.
Sure, it has. I think. I don't think we've. Like way back in the day. I'm sure way back in the day it has, but now. But, Jesus, at the same time.
It's not like men's league where you get 3 minors and they chuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you get tossed from the men's leagues around here if you get 3 minor penalties.
Yeah. But this is just like, just go right to the box.
Yeah.
But did we put in for who's the two players that was it Wayne Simmons that the referees are just
we're gonna do that later on.
Cool. Yep, that's gonna go with what we were just talking about. Moving on, Washington Capitals toy apples were thrown onto the ice by fans to celebrate Nick Backstrom's 1,000th NHL point. That was cool as hell to see. The video, I'm probably gonna try to put it down here for you YouTube watchers / listeners. I thought they were real apples. Found out
that would have been hilarious. Yep. Yeah, Jesus, dude, that would hurt. The toy ones are funny, though.
Thinking Seattle Kraken are throwing
real
actual
fish.
Yeah,
but it's not like the whole crowd is throwing a real fish. It's just one, not like a million apples.
Million actual fish.
But it was pretty funny to see that they apparently handed them out like when you go in the game and they give you the game notes or whatever the hell they call it.
Apple.
Yeah, they give you a little. It's almost like a stress ball, I think, and they just chuck them all on the ice. I was like, that's really funny.
Cool.
It reminded me of that Ovechkin commercial, like, who's gonna pass Backy the puck? Or no, who's he gonna pass the puck to? So it's apparently working.
Yep, it's working.
Detroit, some bad news here. After losing to Pittsburgh 11-2, Detroit has now had games this season where they have given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 goals against.
Was that a franchise record too?
It's got to be, dude. Imagine in one season letting up all of those goals against in one game.
God.
And I mean, scoring, like we said, it's going to be at an all-time high in the past 26 years, and that's part of it. Letting Pittsburgh come in and wax you with 11. That's absurd.
Detroit.
I don't know if I've ever seen a double-digit score in hockey. Like in the pros. Like 10 or more.
Oh, you have?
When's the last 10-goal game? Like, I can't think of one.
You got a good point.
Right? I've seen like 7-2, 7-6.
I can't physically think of one. I think there was a 10-2, right? Penguins?
No, Penguins just won 11-2.
11-2.
That was against Detroit. And someone obviously put 10 up on Detroit too, but I just mean like I don't think I've ever seen one live happen. You know what I mean?
I have. I was at a this is back when the Bruins were absolute
Dude,
shit.
you were at a game and it happened?
I was at a game.
Oh.
Hey, guess who they were facing, by the way?
Montreal?
Nope.
Who?
You're close, though.
Vancouver?
No.
I'm not going to keep guessing.
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs? Damn.
I think they won. I think it was like 11-2.
Jesus Christ.
They won. It was like Tim Thomas. Then he got pulled. Philip Suave. It was just
what do you do at that point, dude? Do you play like both goalies and just keep pulling them and swapping them, right?
Just professionals. Be like, I don't know, just run the clock. We're not winning this game, you know? It was brutal to watch. I took my father to that game, I remember.
Oh, Jesus,
he
dude.
goes, think they're going to come back? I'm like, I don't know, they could. And we stood there the entire game. But that's because we got...
You stayed, too? I would have been gone.
That's because we had glass seats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, glass seats? That's sick.
I was telling my father back in the day, like, yeah, I usually get like $10 nosebleeds. And
yeah,
I look
and then
down,
cheat down, yep.
So we're sitting like right behind like the goal net, so...
But yeah, moving along to some more news too. Buffalo actually came back from being down 4-0 to beat the Blackhawks 6-5 with 10 seconds left in regulation. It was a crazy bounce off the boards. Lankinen, like, he's at the top of the blue paint, ready for a right point slap shot. Shot goes wide. It bounces off the boards and goes off his skate and in his own net. It was crazy, dude.
He's still having nightmares about that. I watched that. Actually watched it again today, and I'm just like, God, I feel for you.
He's pissed.
Like,
he was pissed, man.
It was just like, no, dude. Like, out of every, like,
yeah.
I can't tell you, like, if he did, what's the term where just like, if he didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. That was Lankinen right there.
Yeah, yep. I mean, even just to be down, up 4-0 and to blow that lead, that's tough. It had been 5,556 days since Buffalo had won a game in Chicago, which was January 10th, 2007. Isn't that crazy? That's 15 years ago. That's wild. And Buffalo, even though they've been better lately, the Sabres have set an NHL record for the most consecutive missed playoffs at 11 seasons straight. Ouch.
I've been kind of like a Buffalo fan as of late. I'm like I like the, what's the word I'm looking for? The runner-ups there, the
underdogs.
And Buffalo's really like, they've been surprising us as of late. Like, just like big teams, just like beating Tampa, I think at one point.
Yeah, they did. They did get some crazy upsets. You're like, what the hell's going on?
Good for you guys.
They were jiving a little bit, I think. You know.
And we're no, you definitely have this on here. You. Before the episode, I gave you a nice Red Bull, and here you are, like the keyboard was on fire with everything you're typing up. I'm like, what are you typing up now? You're like, don't worry about it.
We had a really good quote actually from Patrick Laine interview on the Blue Jackets. He was asked if he saw his teammate Gavrikov on the back door and if he was shooting for a rebound. And Laine said, quote, "No, I don't shoot for rebounds. I shoot to score." How did you feel about that? What did you think?
I mean, Line A. Is this really like kind of showing like what he was like in like Winnipeg?
Could be, yeah. That's a good point. I think it's a weird statement to make. Like, you kind of look like a dick here. Like,
yeah,
I don't get it. And honestly, like,
but he's a scorer too.
He is. He's a sniper.
We're just like, no, I'm not looking for rebounds. Looking to score.
He's got one of the best shots in the league. But like, it's weird to say that like you don't shoot for rebounds. Like, sometimes the rebound is the play to make. Like,
yeah,
you see the guy crash in the net far side, you shoot for that far pad, and the bounce goes right there. You know what I mean? Like,
there's some guys I've played in men's league that like do that.
Yeah, it's a quality scoring opportunity to shoot for a rebound and to just like shoot this question down and be like, I don't shoot for rebounds. Like, all right, buddy. Sorry I asked. Christ.
Well, okay. Yep. That's probably why you're not up there with fucking. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I like. It was kind of like I don't know. It
was just a weird answer for a question that wasn't like dickish. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know.
I'm with you on that. It's kind of like a curveball. Moving on, we have New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes. He met the two fans who caught the stick from his iconic celebration and signs it for them. To Brandon and Charlie. Good catch, boys. Jack is also now done for the season with a low-grade MCL sprain in his left knee. First things first, I loved that post where the two kids came back and were like, dude, could you sign the stick? He just threw into the... Which is still, to this day, one of my favorite sellies ever. He just threw it in the stands like, all right, we're done. Let's go home.
It's kind of ridiculous to me, the fact that they went to a Devils game and brought the stick to get it signed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it is kind of cool. Like, if you think about it, right, you could have not been the kids that caught that stick and just brought a stick to the game. Like, look at the pictures of Jack Hughes, right, and buy a stick and then go. You know what I mean? Like, this is the stick he uses, dude. Let's buy this stick, go to the game, tell him we caught his stick and we want it signed. It would work, dude.
Imagine if we're getting absolutely bamboozled now by these two kids.
Conned, and then they're going to go sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
They'll sell an NFT of it.
Am I going to get the actual stick? No, it's just a photo of the stick, and you own it. Do whatever you want with it.
But yeah, you were gonna mention earlier about we were asking about like the referee. I forget what you were gonna ask about, something to do with the Sabres and stuff. But anyways, Toronto versus Winnipeg. The referee Dan O'Rourke decided with a minute 52 left in the game, with a score of 6-3 for Toronto, that they were gonna eject Wayne Simmons and Adam Lowry before they could fight. They were both given 10 minutes misconducts and escorted off the ice. This was a little weird to me. What do you think?
That was weird. They're at the face-off dot. Obviously, you can't hear what they're saying. I'm sure there's bickering back and forth. And the refs are just like, nope, not dealing with this shit tonight. Go to the... I don't know. It's what the fans want. It's what we all want. It's what they're there to do.
Yeah.
And it's to pump up both their teammates, and that's what hockey fighting was too. Like, you fought and you got things going. If you're down 3-1, if you're down 4-1,
yeah. Especially
if you're like the team with like the one goal, like it hypes you up to be like, all right, let's get back.
Like,
you know?
At first I was thinking like that is a main reason for it, but like with a minute 52 left, I was gonna be like, that's not a time. But you're only down 6-3. Like, maybe that fight could have rallied the team, and maybe like, you know, they get the job done. Winnipeg can come back and upset them. And now the referees have just decided, like, we're not even giving you that option. Like, these staged fights, we don't want in the league. And they're just taking you off the ice.
I don't like that.
So the game's changing. I didn't like that at all either. Like, there's a reason that fighting's in the game, and if that's what they want to do with it, that's what they should be able to do. But
you want to bring fans into the stadium, and goals, 1, 2 fights.
Yeah, I agree.
Get rid of one, you're not getting fans into the seats. And that's what you want.
100%. Yep. It actually ended up kind of happening again with Wayne Simmons in Toronto. Him and Pat Maroon, so this is Toronto versus Tampa Bay, they were both given 10-minute misconducts this game, 6 minutes into the first period. The game had just started, for chirping each other on the bench. I have a quote from Pat Maroon here. He says, "This game is going the wrong way. I guess you can't chirp each other on the bench now. I guess that it's illegal. I guess it's just better to watch 1980s hockey when guys are chirping each other, but I don't know why they did that." So... It's, again, like...
I'm on Pat Maroon's side. You know?
We can't even talk shit to each other on the bench. Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
10-minute misconduct for that, that's kind of a long time. Like, you get 5 for fighting, but 10 for talking shit?
Right.
What?
Where's this game going right now?
I don't know. It's kind of odd. Like, I'm not one of those, like, the game's changing, like, blah, 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 all this shit. Like, but these two examples, I was like, I don't like either of them. Neither of these should have happened, I thought.
No, not at all.
Let them play.
Let them play. Let them play. Let them fight, you know?
Yeah, that too. Do it.
Not so much play. I want to see them fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Moving on from that, all debacle. Montreal Canadiens' Brendan Gallagher commenting on Jimmy Stützle laying on the ice more than half the games they've played against them. Acting hurt, selling a call, back on the ice next shift. We are all role models. If I was a teammate of his, I'd tell him to smarten up. Not a good look and embarrassing. All these comments from players about players gonna be really awkward when they end up on a same team, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, in the sense of like, now what if Brendan Gallagher ends up getting traded to Ottawa and him and Timmy are on the same team now? Like, hey, I really liked what you said about me.
Right.
Like, thanks, Dick.
Like fights and everything.
Fights are one thing. 'Cause
Fights
that's
are
like,
one thing.
That's like part of the
Just part of
job,
the game.
The game.
It's part of the
They
job.
understand. They leave it on the ice.
Right. Like back in the day, two goons were just like, no, dude, you're just doing your job.
Yeah.
Now we're teammates. But if you're gonna sit there like post-game conference and just shit,
Just kind of weird to bring it up and call about it. I mean, they did ask him, but I mean, he didn't have to answer in this way. You know what I mean? Like, it was just odd. I don't know. I get it. I get being mad about that, and like, it kind of looks to me like you see the guy that's been in the league for 10 more years than the other guy, and this kid's new in the league, and it's like kind of the old veteran calling out the rookie, like, come on, dude, what are we doing here?
He did bring up how he was raised, though, in the hockey community, too, and compared it to Tim Stützle, where it's probably different for him. So what he was like, oh, I was raised like this way, which means this way is right, and he's doing it wrong.
Well, what he said was,
but it's just the way he said it.
If the coach caught you laying on the ice, you were benched for a minimum of 3 shifts. Like, if you're too tired to get up and skate, then you're too tired to play your next 3 shifts.
Right,
so.
right. But that's how he was raised. And
yeah.
Probably Tim Stützle was probably different, and now he's just like taking, I don't know. It's
old school versus new school,
I think. New school, yeah, exactly, 100%. But I don't know. It's a comment. I feel like a comment that didn't need to happen, you know?
Yeah. But Brendan Gallagher says, fuck him.
Fuck him. Fuck them all, you know? Fuck Timmy Stützle in particular. Yeah, fuck that guy. More Montreal news, which I found interesting. I think it was today we found this. They are the Montreal, which might actually explain their season. They are the most injured team in NHL history, which I didn't know it existed in stat-wise. Losing 680 man games to injury and counting, they obliterated the previous record of 629 from the 2003 LA Kings. This explains a lot.
This number's still going up, and I think I mentioned it to you earlier in like the beginning of the season. I was like, "Holy shit, dude! They're down like 8 bodies right now."
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
like right after the playoff run last season.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's still growing, dude. They'll probably hit 700 before the end of the season, so we'll see. I mean, there's only, 10 or so games left, and if they have 2 guys out for the rest of the season, like, they're hitting 700.
Hey, another franchise record.
A little bit of sad news here today, too. The Ottawa Senators owner, Eugene Melnyk, has passed away at the age of 62 after battling an illness. Very sad to see. Condolences to his family.
That's just rough. We're just talking about everything that's going on in Ottawa. It's just like a black cloud over, like, another black cloud. I can't even talk tonight, but
it just sucks to see him like pass away, like you said, so young,
early, yeah.
And just with all this stuff going on too, the negativity around the team. So
right,
kind of sucks. But rest in peace, Eugene Melnyk. Crazy to see.
Moving on from that, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. Keith Yandle's Ironman streak comes to an end with a healthy scratch. Phil Kessel passed I did this again. Doug Jarvis with 965 games, with Yandle at 989. How'd you feel about that, Keith Yandle?
Dude, the announcement came on April Fool's Day, and I was like, they're not getting me. No fucking way. Like, I'm not falling for this. There's no chance they're getting me. And then they even interviewed him, and he was so professional about it, but like I was like, nope, still not believing it. He's going to play. It's going to fucking happen. I'm not getting sonked. But
he's very professional with just everything in general.
Yeah.
But it was that interview that is like, oh no, this is real.
Yeah.
You know, when he was just like, yeah, it's a business. It is what it is. They get these young kids out there.
Yep.
Like
100%.
Like how I was talking about with Owen Power and everything. We're just like, if you're not gonna make the playoffs, this is the time of year to get these guys out there, see what they could do, see if they need any developing or, what's going on. So
yeah. So it's just like, it's miserable to see, man. Like I wish that he could have kept playing. But for him to stop before 1,000 too, like that bothers me. But what's going to bother me even more, like Kessel's going to get another 11 games to add to this. I think 965 is lower than where he is right now, but that was when he passed Doug Jarvis. But dude, if Kessel gets up there, and if he beats Yandle, doesn't matter to me. But if he doesn't reach 1,000, dude, it's going to like piss me off so much, just ruin my day. Like I need to see 1,000 on one of these guys, you know?
You're gonna write him a angry email?
Yeah. I'm going to be like the Eminem music video, Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't called. Oh, shit.
I was looking for that 1,000th game. I can't sleep anymore.
It'd be cool to see, like, I bet they'll do, like, a Kessel 1,000 jersey. Like, that'd be kind of cool to see, like, for the number.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right?
I would love that. Buy one of those.
Dude.
Even though we talk about buying jerseys left and right, we just never do it.
Ready for this one? A Yotes jersey, not the Kachina, the regular one, because of the color scheme.
Yeah.
Kessel 1,000 on the back, Iron Man's head on the front.
Ooh.
Right? That'd be sharp.
I like that one.
That'd be sharp.
Oh,
be in our merch store.
We definitely have to buy it.
It'll be in our merch store once we get that up and running.
I'm close. Sorry, I'll talk about this at the end.
Yeah, that's good.
We've been late, but Phil Kessel, let's go, bud.
Come on.
Hot Dog Phil is now our guy to go for the Ironman streak now. So moving on from Phil and Keith Yandle, Florida's Jonathan Huberdeau has set the NHL record for most assists in a single season by left winger with 71.
Why are they tracking this, dude? By position? Like, who the hell cares that he plays left wing? Like, it should just be most assists in a single season. Like, we don't need to get in the nitty-gritty of, like, this guy's center, this guy's right wing. Like, I can't stand these stats sometimes, dude.
I don't get it.
These things come out.
There's so many stats that now I just sent to you, and I'm just like, look how stupid this is. I think Connor McDavid was the most recent one where he had like a 6-game point streak for like first time in Edmonton since like was it 88, 89, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what about Gretzky?
Yeah,
like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's like literally
because
the
that
season
Gretzky left.
after fucking Gretzky left. I'm like, all right, this is just dumb. You know, it's nothing special. He's catching up to Gretzky, but not there.
As dumb as it is, like it's also kind of cool when you get the quirky ones. Like, who the hell thinks to check the last time that Buffalo beat Chicago at home? Like, and they did the math and find out it's 5,556 days and it happened in 07. Like, that's quirky. That's cool to me. But like, damn, dude, I really hope a computer's doing that.
Imagine some poor bastard behind a computer just like...
He's checking everything by hand.
Someone needs these stats, and I'm here to help him out.
He's in the stats books in the library, like, all right, Buffalo versus Chicago, 07. Yeah. Like,
how can I make this player look better than what's actually going on?
Using the goddamn Dewey Decimal System.
Let's skip 50 years worth of stats and compare him to like the most recent one. It's like, oh wow, he's really good compared to this player that no one really knows right now. You know.
While we're on Florida though, did you see that massive hit check by Gudas on Kirby Dach, dude?
Oh yeah,
that was insane.
Flipped, rolled. I love those hits.
Tumble. Yeah, tumbleweed. You don't see him anymore.
You don't see him anymore.
That kid has taken a beating though. Like the injury in what was it,
injury.
World Juniors or whatever it was. Like
that's
what
he's
terrible.
well known for. You know.
Yeah, and I was like so happy he didn't get hurt. I was like, Jesus Christ, he was upended hard. He came down quick.
He got up pretty quick. So
yeah,
I don't know. Oh yeah, it's just rough. But he got up. He's good. Moving on from that, Florida Panthers also past week 2 4-goal comebacks last week versus the Devils and then again versus the Maple Leafs. Both won in OT. This team is fucking believable.
I think that was the game. Huberdeau had 4 goals and 5 points too. One of those 2 comebacks, and the one that they won in overtime. Well, they both of them, but
both of them. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Honestly, kind of not a good sign if you're a Panthers fan though to be down 4 goals to the Devils and the Leafs just before playoffs. Like the fact that you dig yourself in that deep. The playoffs, you grip the stick a little tighter. It's hard to make those comebacks happen. It's a lot more physical. So
I kind of want to see. I wanted to go. Actually, I really wanted to go back to those 2 games. I didn't. Sorry, and I wanted to look at the lineups.
Oh, the
roster? I wonder if it's this time of the year we're just like, all right, you guys take a little breather before playoffs, you know, and we'll bring these guys up and just like, you know, figure things out. Like how these. I wonder if that was it. You know?
I think honestly, like. They could be chasing the President's Trophy. They might want that. Avalanche and Panthers both have 106 points right now, so they might not be resting their guys yet. And sometimes, like that can make or break your playoffs because you care so much about winning that. Now, I don't know what their plan is, if they want it, if they care. But I remember Colorado and I think Tampa or maybe Vegas were all jawing for the President's Trophy. And it was a big conversation because some guys are like, that's a regular season trophy, we don't care. Some guys are looking at it. I think it was Colorado and Vegas because they're looking at actual playoff seeding too. And they want to see who they match up against, you know? So, so it's another thing to think about too.
Right. Oh, that is something to think about.
But they've already clinched their playoff spot and potentially their seeding. I mean, they have 8 points on Toronto. So that could have been a big game. If Toronto won that, it would be, 6 points instead of 8. So, but I think they're kind of locked in the first seed. There's only 11 games left for both of those teams. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Going on a tangent here. Sorry.
Right. No, that's fine. Yeah. You want to do this, your boy?
Yeah, this guy's not my boy. I don't really like the Kachucks. I like the bromance that he has with Tim Stutzel, but that's about it. Brady Kachuk on Ottawa is showing why he's a captain. He actually stopped to play street hockey with some neighborhood kids on his way home after a Senators win. So cool. I thought it was so cool to see. Like, that probably made their day, dude. Like, that's awesome.
That's really old-time hockey if you think about it. Like, the 70s were just, like, guys would come home and just, like, see a bunch of guys.
Yeah. And
I don't think you don't see it too much, like, these days, you know?
And I don't think you see him do it for the media presence either. Like, he just did that to do it. Like, he saw the kids out having fun. He's trying to grow the game. Like, that's awesome. Like, he's not, like, hey, get the camera. You know what I mean? Like, the picture that was shot of him looked like the parent, like, down the street, like, zoomed in a ton to get a picture.
I can't remember what the hell it was. I'll try to, if I find the photo, I'll put it down here. It was actually the newspaper, and it was my uncle for the Dorchester hockey rink. Bobby Orr just randomly, like, after practice, just, like, went to the rink and, like, skated around with, like, a bunch of...
Oh, that's awesome.
And my
that's
uncle was
cool.
part of it, too. They got a photo of it. I'm like...
And this was when he was playing?
It's different, yeah.
Imagine someone just takes a run at him and fucking buries him.
Fuck you, Orr!
Some Habs fan just destroys him, ends his career at, like, men's league pickup.
Go, Habs, go! It's like, you son of a bitch. It'd be like...
That guy would get mugged by
God.
everyone on the ice.
Oh, he'd get murdered. He would just get...
His own teammates would kill him.
That reminds me of... oh, God, I can't even think of the name. Wasn't there another Bruins player that got, like, severely injured by, like, a Penguins player?
Matt Cook on Savard. That was a big one, the concussion.
Too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to move on from that,
though,
because I'm thinking way too hard.
Yeah, you're fine. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to cover some Anaheim stuff because I fucking love this team.
Anaheim.
So
you're going to win the Cup, right?
What'd you say? Next 10 years, absolutely.
Next 10 years, yep.
My bet still stands, and I think you tweeted it out. Oh, also.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw your Facebook post. That was a real cold take that you had. The Florida Panthers are going to win the Cup.
Cold take?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not a hot take, dude. Like, fucking sick.
I never said it wasn't a cold take. I'm like, no, Florida Panthers.
The safest bet, dude. They're not going to win the Cup.
I just said Florida Panthers are going to make the Stanley Cup Finals. I didn't say
I got you. Okay, either way, that's an even colder take, dude. Like,
they'll be in the Stanley Cup Finals. Quote me on that.
Yeah, that's like the safest bet in the fucking world.
Yeah,
you kidding?
Is it? Is it?
I think so.
Is it?
You're picking the number 1 seed in the division and one of the best teams in the league.
How many number 1 seeds have been knocked out in the first round of the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, it happens. Playoffs. But when you're going into playoffs, the first team you should bet on is the number 1 team.
Okay.
Oh my God, this guy.
Well, Florida Panthers. There you go.
All right.
Yep. Do what you want to say.
We have 11. We have 11 more games left, so probably next week we won't be able to break down the full playoffs yet, but we'll start thinking about making our picks and looking at the matchups and seeing what we got. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. That was a lot of fun last season.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna still pick the Flyers?
Huh?
Still gonna pick
Shut
the Flyers?
the fuck up, dude. It's gonna be Flyers and Islanders in the fucking toilet bowl. That's my pick.
Next season, you'll be like, dude, all right, I got the Flyers going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Fucking hate you.
Yep.
Anaheim versus Arizona. Trevor Zegras does it again. He does a Michigan goal this time, collects his own rebound after a through-the-leg shot. He's on the right side of the net, picks up the rebound, goes around the back of the net. Sonny Milano's in his way, and he Michigans and puts the puck around Sonny Milano and into the net.
Dude,
fucking insane.
Unreal.
Just doing things that have never been done before.
This
Ridiculous.
goes back to what you were just saying, where just like this new generation coming up, it's just like, all right, now you got to match that, you know? You got to match that talent. Unreal.
So basically, this was all in a game versus Arizona. They ended up winning 6-1, but Anaheim's up 5-0 versus Arizona, and this is after he scores that Michigan goal. So there's a big debacle between Jay Beagle, Trevor Zegras, and Troy Terry. So Zegras scores the Michigan goal. They go up. And then the puck's a little bit loose. I think it's Vejmelka in net, and he decides to poke at what he says is a, quote, loose puck. It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. But you're up 5-0. Why are you poking at that puck? So that's my first take. He then gets cross-checked by Jay Beagle, which I think he understood why it happened, but it was a pretty tough cross-check right in the back where there's no padding. Like, ugh.
Those hurt.
So Troy Cherry comes in to back him up and help Z, and Beagle just turns around and starts wasting him, dude. I think Terry still has his gloves on, grabbing him by the shoulders. Beagle gets his off quick and just starts pounding him, firing at his eye. Terry didn't seem like he wanted much to do with it. Like, he was just coming in to, like, tie him up, help his boy. His eyes were so swollen and messed up. And then Zegers comes out with this kind of weird quote, like, Beagle should be embarrassed, like, this is ridiculous kind of thing. Terry couldn't even get a punch in, honestly. But the Arizona announcer is, I mean, they're all homers in their sense, right? It's their job. Yeah. But he's backing Jay Beagle and saying, like, that's what you get for doing all this fancy stuff. Because back in the day, you even tried that. Like, your own team's yelling at you, and you're going to get jumped, like, immediately, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to break this down and look at it. I guess I'll just throw it over to you, just open book. What do you got?
Beagle's like another veteran player. I was just saying Beagle, nothing different from what he was playing for the Washington Capitals. Just that big dude that would just, get in. And he is a veteran. He's got a veteran presence / mind, too. I like what you said, too. I like what you said, too, about, back in the day, you tried doing that fancy shit. Like, even the teammates were like, hey, knock it off. Yeah. Because if Trevor Zegers did this and completely missed, he'd be like, hey, listen, buddy, you need to actually put some quality shots on that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's a fair point, too. Yeah, I like that.
Since he did it, I'm sure they're just like, I don't know, you got the goal. But
dude, that fancy shit is going to piss off teams, though, like, as you can see.
And it's pissing off, like, a bunch of people with, like, the Michigan. Like, it's just... Now you're just looking for it. Like, it's just everyone is trying it. Someone tried it on me in men's league.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's unreal. Yeah, it's the new thing. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of both on like Beagles and Trevor Zegers' side. Trevor Zegers is still like a young guy who's.
I just think the main issue is you're poking at a puck that's not fully loose in a game where you're up 5-0 with 2 minutes left.
That's what I'm
saying. Then you're bitching about him doing this when they're down 5-0 with 2 minutes left. Like,
right.
Why are you doing what you did first?
Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
No.
That's like outside of the Michigan thing. Like, I'm looking at it just as like the loose puck thing,
right.
No.
I
think the Michigan thing is in the back of Jay Beagle's mind when he reacts and does what he does, but the main issue is you're poking at a loose puck when you're up 5-0, 2 minutes left.
Just
like,
a
come on
move.
Now. Yeah. But yeah.
You're going to win anyway.
Yeah. Leave us alone. We're Arizona. We're the worst team in the league.
We're literally going to go to an arena next year with 5,000 seats.
Yeah. Yep. So this was kind of confusing, I thought, for fans that don't really follow hockey, follow the sport. Sebastian Aho scored 34 seconds apart from himself the other night. There's a Sebastian Aho that's a defenseman on the New York Islanders and one that's a forward for the Carolina Hurricanes who's more well-known. But yeah, 34 seconds apart, like live time, they both scored. I believe it was the defenseman's third goal of the season or of his career, I forget, but...
If you ever hear someone say, I can't be two places at once, you call bullshit, because Sebastian Aho was in two different games at the same time.
Putting the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, right. So, if you get telling someone, like, listen, like, I need you to do this, you need you to do that, be like, and they say, you can't be two places at one time, you show them that clip of Sebastian Aho and be like, well, he fucking did it, so are you, Exactly. That was just a cool stat. We talk about random ass stats, but that was just cool.
That's funky to see, and super confusing, like I said, for fan. Like, wait, what?
There's another Sebastian Aho in the league,
I do have one side note here. I'm gonna have you do the San Jose notes real quick, though.
Okay. San Jose. The Doug Wilson one. So, San Jose's GM Doug Wilson announced he is stepping down from his position after 19 seasons. Under his guidance, only the Pittsburgh Penguins and Boston Bruins have won more regular season games than the Sharks, who had 760. And only Boston and Pittsburgh, again, have accumulated more standing points than the Sharks, who they had 1,686. The Sharks qualified for the Stanley Cup playoffs 14 times under Wilson, including in 10 straight appearances, which is 2004 to 2014.
And 10 straight first-round exits. No, I'm just kidding.
It's still an appearance. Wilson was inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame as a member of the 2020 class. He's also a member of 3 regional sports Hall of Fames: Ottawa in 1998, Chicago in 1999, and San Jose in 2016.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the Ottawa 67s also honored his career by retiring as number 7. So he never really said he just said he was stepping down. I was gonna say congratulations on your retirement, but I don't know. Doug Wilson might be going somewhere else. Yep. So,
my favorite meme of all time is like when the Sharks kept choking in the playoffs, and they were like, "Oh, this is why they keep choking every year." Yeah. And it's a zoom in on the logo and the shark biting the stick. There's a little piece of the stick. They keep choking on that, don't they? But yeah,
remember Baby Shark?
Yeah.
That song. There's like the Sharks choked in the first round again. And it was, oh no, it wasn't the what does the fox say?
Oh, that one. What does the shark say?
It says what the sharks say, and they're just like choke.
Throwback. That's a great song too.
Throwback.
I'm a big California hockey guy. Like, I'm definitely a bandwagon when it comes to it, but like, I love San Jose, number 1, LA, number 2, and Anaheim, number 3. Like, I love these 3 teams. Mm-hmm. The best hockey, in my opinion, the best hockey to watch is when all 3 of those teams are good, because that rivalry in that state get fucking intense, dude. I love it. They're just battling each other out. It's like the Battle of Florida, but now add a 3rd team in the same state. Like, that's what you get when all 3 Cali teams are good, and I love it. It's so cool to me. You good if I move on to some other news here?
Oh, yeah, do it up.
So the Masters are this weekend, and if anyone knows about the green jacket, it's the winner of the Masters gets a green jacket, and you're a member of the Masters. You can come back and play whenever. That's why Tiger Woods is back, baby. We're gonna cover that in a bit. But I always like to see right before the playoffs start the green jacket race in the NHL, because in golf you need a very negative score, and this is the 5 players with the worst plus minus. So these guys are the best on the golf course, but the worst on the ice. Oliver Bjorkstrand is 2nd on the Columbus Blue Jackets for goals, but negative 31 on the ice. So he's coming in at 5th place.
Golf club.
We have 2 players tied for 3rd with St. Louis now, Nick Leddy, who got traded from Detroit, at negative 32. He was negative 33 with Detroit. He's now +1 with St. Louis, so that's nice. As well as Philadelphia's James Van Riemdijk with negative 32. And he is actually... Sorry?
No, go on.
Sorry. He is actually not the worst player. I mean, not the lowest score on his own team. Chicago's Seth Jones, which surprising to me.
Shocking.
I think it's because he's lumping 26 minutes a game, which is pretty good. Like, you're eating up a lot of ice time on a bad team. He's negative 33 for 2nd. And Philadelphia Flyers, Keith Yandle, is leading the pack with negative 41. He's got an 8-stroke lead on Seth Jones here.
No wonder why he was healthy scratch.
Yeah, he's going to be taking home that green jacket, I think. It's nuts to see that. Yeah, that's definitely why he was healthy scratch. I mean, I don't blame them for fucking healthy scratching the guy. Dash 41. Oh man.
Listen, buddy, if you were helping us out, we'd let you keep going. But,
yeah, and I don't think he's like on the ice as much as like a Seth Jones. Like that guy's like a Roman Yossi for that team. He's gonna be running the defense, and that's what he was in Columbus, I believe. I think that's who he was on before Chicago. So
you know what's crazy about every player you just talked about? In like 11 games or so, they're all going to be on the golf course playing golf.
They will be, yeah. So they'll be able to work on that number and maybe get it down some more for next year. So, fun fact that I learned from this too is that power play goals don't count for or against a player's plus minus. I never knew that. I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, interesting. But
we do have some other league hockey news to cover, so I wanted to start with the Humboldt Broncos.
Bronchies?
Yeah, thank you,
yep.
Jug Darvis. This week was the 4-year anniversary of the tragic Humboldt Broncos bus crash. We saw an awesome update from TSN. Ryan Streshnitsky was paralyzed from the chest down after the crash, and he's making progress and determined to walking. And it's really cool to see him like kicking like a yoga ball and like strapped up, learning how to walk again. Like it's insane to me that you hear paralyzed from the chest down and you think like that's it.
That's it.
I'm not going to be able to do anything. Like he's fighting against the paralysis, which is insane. I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
So shout out to him, and I hope everything goes well for him in his recovery process.
Yeah, same here.
And just never forget, like those kids were so young in such a tragic event, you know.
Right.
But in good news, I am deathly hungover today. I went last night to the NCAA Frozen Four semifinals, and it was electric, dude.
I didn't realize how long you were going to be there. You sent us a snap at like 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like 11:30, you sent me like another snap of a game just starting. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
So you mentioned to me. So first of all, right, I go there and they got tickets for me, and I'm like, what are they gonna do? Do they empty the place out and then fill it back up for the second game? Like, do I have to leave and come back? They're like, no, like it's one ticket for both games. I was like, that's sick. But like you mentioned before, we were all the way up in well, I shouldn't say all the way up. We were in Loge, which is decent, like good view. We were right behind one of the nets. We had an awesome view for the Denver overtime winner. And then the second game, we were like, dude, that entire section down there is empty. We're going to go up there. So we went over there, and we were like 3 rows back from the glass. And the guy, my buddy that I was with next to me was like, dude, I want to sit at the glass. Like, we got to get up to the glass. So we did. And for the end of the Minnesota State-Minnesota game, we were right up on the glass watching the game. It was awesome. So Frozen Four, Denver ends up...
people are taking pointers from me.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes me feel good.
Denver ends up upsetting Michigan 3-2 in overtime. Michigan had, like I said, 12 players on their roster that were drafted. Owen Power, not Jack Hughes. Jesus, what's his brother? Luke Hughes.
Luke Hughes
is on Michigan too. So really good game. It was terrible to see Michigan lose, but Denver was all over them. They had like double the shots on goal at one point. The overtime goal that was scored, Denver put the shot on net. It was a pass from behind the net, nasty save out front. The goalie was just sliding all the way to the right, and the guy just cleans up out front of the net and puts it in.
It's kind of rough. I think didn't it get him like right in the chest, and he couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't react to the next one,
and then it just bounced.
He thought he had it too.
Yeah,
it bounced out.
It's rough.
And then the second game was really good too. Minnesota State Mavericks take down Minnesota 5-1. So that's the team that Devon Levi is on, right? No, which one is it? Nope. I'm sorry. That's
Northeastern University.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have more notes on that in a second. It's Dryden McKay.
Yep.
They win that game 5-1. It's going to be Minnesota State versus Denver. I didn't realize there were a ton of Minnesota people there. Minnesotans, I don't know what you call them, don't you know? But it was Minnesota State versus Minnesota, and that's why. And now one of their teams is going to the finals, so they're going to be there Saturday to watch that game too.
Now you know.
Yeah, now you know, don't you know? But yeah, it was so awesome to see. There was like marching bands and mascots and all that college shit that people love. But they did announce that Minnesota State Mavericks goalie Dryden McKay as the winner of the Hobie Baker, which is the best NCAA hockey player. So interesting to see him win that.
Right.
But yeah, it was kind of weird to see them announce that before the finals too. Like you'd think that they would do that after it's all said and done.
It's funny that you say that. You're shocked that a lot of Minnesota fans, because as soon as you said that, like I had a brain fart. We're just like, you see a lot of like Minnesota license plates around Boston too.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah. You do. But it was just also weird to see that there were no Massachusetts team in the Frozen Four that's held in Boston. So that kind of sucks. Last year, UMass Amherst won. And I don't know, man. The way Denver played yesterday, I'd like to pick them, but I think Minnesota State's going to get it done. A 5-1 win over Minnesota. Like, Dryden McKay's nasty. I thought the game was really good, but I was so bummed out to see Michigan. I wanted to see them run the table just because of how stacked that roster is.
Maybe we're evolving. Maybe it's the 3 M's and the D, you know?
Denver, yeah. Denver's a good team. They've been pretty good for a while. Arizona State University's on the rise, too. I like them. Coyotes AHL team.
Not the Coyotes in particular. The other better team, you know?
Yep.
Moving on to something, I think, funny for the both of us. We're just laughing at it. In the AHL, during the Laval Rockets versus the Abbotsford Canucks, the Montreal and Vancouver AHL affiliate teams, a Canadiens jersey was thrown onto the ice just to, solidify.
At least it's relevant. At least it's relevant.
It's somewhat relevant, yeah.
It's like you go into the Montreal Canadiens affiliates and saying, I don't even care about the future of this organization. Like, I'm done with this team. Have my jersey. Like, I don't care if you get onto the Montreal Canadiens. I'm done.
You guys.
The only thing that would be better.
Suck too.
The only thing that would be better if it was like, I don't know, a Rangers jersey, just a random jersey. They're like, fuck this team. I'm throwing it on the ice.
And you
People
see
are
it,
ridiculous,
though.
dude.
You go to like a Bruins game, and it would be like Bruins versus the Canadiens, and someone's wearing like a Penguins jersey.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
It was kind of cool going to the one yesterday. There was you see everything. Like there's a lot of USA jerseys, a lot of college jerseys, which is cool. But like even other fans that aren't from there. Like I saw a guy in the the Lady Liberty New York Rangers jersey. I was like, sick jersey, dude. That's nice. Someone in a Nordiques jersey. Like just cool jerseys to wear that you can wear to a college tournament, and it's not relevant, but you can get away with it because it's just hockey.
I love we didn't have this in our notes, but we were just watching we're just showing me a photo of these Calgary Flames fans.
Oh, Jesus, dude. They have a jersey. It says COVID on the nameplate and 19 for the number.
On the bottom. Who's the other one?
Johnny Bukkake.
Johnny Bukkake.
Up, dude.
Johnny
I didn't want to talk about that one. That's
late.
foul, dude.
We're already in.
Foul.
We're already in it, so we might as well do it.
In one.
I just love it. I love it so much.
The fact that someone pays like $200 to get a jersey to say that, like, what are we doing?
What are you doing?
But it's a hilarious jersey.
Yeah. I don't know. It's their money. They can do whatever they want, and we're here to just appreciate.
Apparently they can.
We're here to appreciate what they do. You know. Yeah. Moving on. More hockey news. For the Premier Hockey Federation, the Boston Pride won the Isabel Cup. So congratulations to them.
I love that they are winning and they're successful, but they need the game to grow and they need a team other than Boston to win. I feel like they've won like
a lot,
three out of the 4 or something like that. Like they just keep winning. They're a really good team, and I think part of it probably has to do with the facilities and the support that they get in this area.
Right.
You know, that's what I think it is.
I mean, this is the same stuff as like the original 6, where just like, oh, why did Montreal have like so many Stanley Cups? I'm like, because there's only 6 of them, and this is just what happens.
And I was actually in line going through dunks to get my small hot regular,
and
I noticed the team bus is like right on the backside of the dunks that I was at, because I was looking over. I was like, damn, that bus is big. And I was like, oh, shit, Boston Pride bus. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they were right down the street from – it's kind of like right down the street from the rink, the Thayer Academy rink that they practice at. So,
cool. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Yeah. Moving on to more women in hockey. We talked about our last episode. Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Eve Gascon gets her first win with her team and a water celebration in the locker room. She made 23 saves and a 7-3 win. Congratulations, Eve Gascon, on your first win.
Dude.
Let's go! She goes into the locker room. Everyone's like, you know, it was just cool to see. You know, it's just like it's such like a welcoming, like, no, you're part of this family, like, you know.
Yeah, it is.
So
cool.
That was cool.
There is you're all good on that?
Yep.
There is a nice new league starting up that they're like teasing it, not really telling you what's going to happen, but the stuff that they're dropping is so cool. This is the 3-Ice Hockey League. There's a new league starting up, not a ton of information yet, but it's going to be a 3v3 traveling ice hockey league, similar concept to the Premier Lacrosse League. The goal of this is to grow the game using big name stars, and I'm curious to see if NHLers will play. Former legends will be coaching these teams, including Guy Carbonneau, Grant Fior, John LeClaire, Joe Mullen, Larry Murphy, and Brian Trottier. There are 9 games available to buy tickets for, with games being played in NHL arenas. Las Vegas, Denver, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Hershey, Pennsylvania, London, Ontario, Pittsburgh, Quebec City, Nashville, and then again in Vegas. And the games are scheduled for Saturdays from 6:18 to 8:20. So it'll be in the summertime during the off season. I don't know how the contract's going to work for players. I feel like if they want to play, they could definitely play, right? Yeah. And with former legends of the game coaching, like I would think that this is going to be a way for them to get some ice time and
I really like
grow the game. Yeah,
I really like this. I love 3-on-3.
Dude, the best part of this is the cities they're going to. Like, that's fucking awesome to see them go to, like, Hershey, Pennsylvania, who has a huge following for their Hershey Bears program. London, Ontario, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Like
Las Vegas, who
twice. And I think that's great because that's somewhere that people are going to go for that.
Right.
For, like, the Saturday, but also, like, it's Vegas. You know what I mean? They're going to do whatever the fuck else they want.
Yep.
So
in Nashville, it's up and coming. Like, they're just bringing
they're growing the game in the right places, I think.
Yep.
It's cool.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't really have much information on it. I'm going to keep you guys posted. I think it's going to be awesome to see. And like I said, I hope I do see NHL guys, but it'd be kind of cool to see maybe like a Pavel Barber or like a Elevate02 or Always Hockey, like some of those guys get into it. Like the content creators and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's going to be like. We'll see. Maybe me and you can try out. Maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
I'm sure they need goalies to start off with. How many goalies are willing to do 3-on-3? Unlike
we are. We have the training.
Yeah.
We'll send in our resume from
idiots.
We'll send in our resume from Hingham.
Yeah, you want to get lit up? Hey, I think my best. I made. Oh my God! Sorry, my leg. I made. Because Mass Hockey League did the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I made All-Star game off like my GAA and save percentage, and I think I averaged out at like 10 goals a game.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And
dude.
for some reason, I was
ridiculous.
one of the best goalies in the league.
Yeah. Having 10 is good. Like 7 is like unheard of. You don't see single digits.
22, 25, normal. You know?
That's a little high. I don't know about 22, 25. That's a little high.
Yeah, I get a good point.
But like you're right though. Like 17 to 19 is like right around like a high scoring game. You know?
But I can't wait to see this. Yeah, we'll be the idiots that be like, hey, we'll get lit up.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm down. Grow the game.
All right, so we got we got 3 more topics here. One is Barstool news that I loved.
The best video I've seen in a long time. This Caleb Presley, man, he doesn't miss. He gets the best characters in the world, the most interesting people in the world. The Dos Equis guy should be on this show. But no, Caleb Presley interviewed Hasbulla on his show Sunday Conversation, spelled Sundae, like the dessert. And it's just he's a quote machine, quote factory. It was insane. It was the most wild thing ever.
I'm not a big fan of Barstool.
I'm not either.
But these Sunday Conversations have really, I've just loved that, and like the 1 Minute Man is really
those are good to keep up on, like bullshit that I don't want to keep up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they did like a good breakdown. Like we didn't even talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith this week because we're 2 weeks behind. But you've all seen it. Like
we've all seen it.
The 1 Minute Man will keep you up on that shit.
Yep.
You know.
But the one, I can't remember the guy for life of me. What the hell's the guy's name that I keep sending you left and right? You're just like, dude, it's like my 10th time I've seen this. We're just like, he's sitting there. Oh,
you're not giving me any context.
I'm not giving you any context. Where he's sitting there and he goes, who's bigger, you or R. Kelly? And he goes, oof. And fuck, I can't remember his name for the life of me.
I don't think I've seen this at all.
Oh, no, I've shown you like 10 times. You're like, why do you keep sending me this? I'm like, because it just brightens your day and you just love it. You know?
Okay. All right. No idea what it is. My day is not brightened.
Okay. You.
No, I don't have anything to run the table with. You're just going to have to move on from this thing that you have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm so sorry. It's going to hit me.
It's fine. Yeah. You tell me after.
We're going to end it. We're going to be like,
edit
oh
it.
my God.
Matt will put him here for you.
Yeah, I'll be right there because I'm just an idiot and I can't remember what the hell I'm trying to say. But yeah, that whole Hasbulla conversation was just excellent. He ends up beating Caleb.
Yeah.
Grabs his tie.
He calls out Ronaldo, dude. He's like, I don't pump iron, I am iron. Like, the best shit in the world. And the dude's like 19 years old. I mean, you've had to have seen him by now, but he's like maybe 2 or 3 feet tall. He suffers from a condition that makes him look like he's still a child, but it's awesome. And he's got a rivalry with another guy that has the same condition as him. So he's like boys with Khabib, the guy that fights in UFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like wicked tight with him. They love him.
There's like so many pics of him like just with like a switchblade. And,
like, guns firing a gun off at the beach for no reason.
Good God.
Shooting flamethrowers at people. What an asshole. Guy's the man. All right. Golf news. The actual Masters is back, and I am so involved in this. Scotty Scheffler, man, he won his last one, and he is running table right now. He's -8 through 2 days of golf now. He's probably a good favorite to win. Shane Lowry's right behind him, tied for second with 3 other guys. Hideki Matsuyama's really fucking good. I like him a lot. I think it's Kevin Na. He's good. Dustin Johnson's up there. And Tiger Woods, baby. Tiger Woods is in this, and he's +1 through two rounds, so not too far off. I mean, he's tied for 19th. It sounds worse than it is, but I don't think he's gonna win. But it's good that he placed. He gets to play, and having Tiger in is the best. Like, he hit an iconic fist bump, or what's the thing he does? Is that a fist bump or
something
fist
like
pump?
that? Like
fist pump. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then he had a nasty chip birdie on 16, I believe. So it's been really fun, really good to watch.
Another reason why the Tiger Woods playing for the Masters this season, this year, is because of the car accident he was in, and he's back.
He said the big issue with it when he was trying to train and see if he could actually do it, it wasn't the golf. Like, he feels entirely fine golfing, but he has to walk the course 18 holes 4 times. Like, the walking, he said, is going to be hard after the accident and everything. So I really hope he finishes too, because if he goes through and like can't actually walk the rest of the course, that would suck.
That would be
You'd
rough.
think that they would make up for it and like, you know, give him a golf cart or something where it's the Masters and he's a master, so he's qualified to play regardless. So
some of these, it's insane how like conservative rules a lot of these golf courses are.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
But before we get on to our last subject that we want to talk about, it is the Sunday Conversation Drewski.
I don't know who that is.
It's kind of like a bigger black dude. Oh, you're gonna Google him and you'll be like, "Yep."
I don't think I've
Druski.
Oh, that's a different Drewski. That looks like Macklemore. All right, Drewski. Oh, I've seen him, yeah. But the one you've sent me, I don't remember it. I don't know what he is, who he is, what he's from. Like, I know nothing. I know nothing, Jon Snow.
My favorite.
Great show.
But we're going to move on for that. So on our last bit of news here, we are doing, by the time this comes up on Monday, the weekend's already done.
I'll be a champion. Matt will be crying in the back.
I'll be crying in the back somewhere.
We're
We are
not
doing
gonna
the
win.
Sticky Socks Boston's Best Tournament. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, on the back, that explains the jersey. They used to be my old team's jersey. We used to call ourselves the Assassins. We used to go to, when we had Pete here, we used to go up to Quebec and Mont Tremblant to the outdoor hockey tournament, outdoor tournament, the Boston's Best, the spring breakaway. And we're no longer a team, so I was like, well, I'll put that up. And both me and Chris are going to get lit up this weekend. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so my team, when we entered, I think there was, when they first created the tournament, there were 7 levels that you could sign up for. And now that the tournament's gone through, the schedules are all made, there's only 3 levels. Matt ended up getting in last minute, talked to Pete, found a team that needed a goalie. I think you said it ended up being at the low level, right?
Yeah.
So at least you're playing. Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't mind. I like helping out.
Yeah, and then my guys are actually in the top level now, which is kind of suck because I don't think any of my guys played outside of like varsity high school or anything like that. Yeah, because that was the level we signed up for, and then the next level was minimum of at most club hockey. So hopefully there aren't guys that are sandbagging and playing down, and hopefully we can play a little bit and hold our own. Because I'm not a very good tournament goalie. Like I don't know why. I don't play very well at them. I probably just enjoy the drinks too much. That might be part of it. But
okay.
I got an 11:30 and a 3:30, so I'm gonna be pounding them back in between.
I was gonna wait till you finish because I wasn't thinking you were gonna talk anything about beer because I was gonna be like, well, it could be the beer you're gonna fill up your your cooler up with tonight. That
Could be that, but that's for the boys, man. You need that kind of I'm the glue guy.
You need the motivation.
I'm bringing a speaker. I'm bringing a Yeti cooler. I'm bringing Coors Light 30-pack. I'm bringing all types of shit, dude.
Yeah. If you're not face first into the gravel,
Yeah, I don't know about that
in the parking lot, like.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm glad that it's going off because initially we were like, we didn't know if it was going to happen. But I mean, I'm just there to have fun. We'll see. I do want to win. I want to play well, but
I love tournaments. It's been since before COVID.
Yeah, this is the first one for me too.
So, but with that said, actually, let me explain before we end the episode. Let me explain why I wasn't here. We didn't put up a episode last week. It's because I moved. I think I talked about this the week before, but I moved and it didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to. Chris was asking. It was very like last minute too. He asked me Friday.
It's last minute, but the guy knew he had to move like 3 months ago.
Well, because I thought I would have the time and space to like get everything done, and so that we could record Friday and I can edit it Sunday, but nothing just was in place the way it should have been. So I was like, we got to skip a week.
I meant to ask too. Are you planning to bring the GoPro and being mic'd up for the tournament or no?
No,
you're not going to do it.
No,
okay.
I am. That's another thing with mic'd up with Matt. I just literally today I just finished up by an episode, and I'm like another 2 behind.
Because I was going to say you should bring it, and then you can record both of our games. Like I won't. You don't need to mic me up, but you can at least get footage of me playing. For them to see. Just an idea.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, that's fine too. We'll see. We'll talk more.
Chris shit-faced during his second game. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I got 11:30, 3:30, and then 8 a.m. Sunday. So the 8 a.m. one I'll be sober for, and the 11:30 I'll be sober for. So we can go 2-1. That's fine. Maybe we'll qualify.
Well, I'll just record those 2 games.
Yeah,
then.
perfect. Yeah. Good.
But you want to call us out? You got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Good luck to the guys at the Masters. I'm excited to watch that. NCAA Finals Saturday. I mean, this is a big weekend, dude. You got the Masters, teams trying to qualify for playoffs. NCAA Frozen Fours wrapping up. We got our tournament which is probably the first thing I should have listed. That's like more important than the Masters. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
So, but yeah, big busy weekend. Looking forward to it. So. With that being said, thanks everyone for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
You're missing something, by the way.
Oh, we got to do a shot, bro.
We got to do a shot.
You want a shot?
Shot.
What did we do? Peanut butter? Oh, God.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly, and I have Crown Royale apple.
I hate that it's peanut butter and jelly. Oh, dude, we found out Emma's allergic to peanut butter.
No shit.
And I didn't know this, right? So, I don't know. Do you want me to go on a tangent real quick?
Go ahead.
That didn't seem enthusiastic. You don't want me to do it, I won't do it.
Yes, Chris, go ahead.
All right, thank you. We dropped her off at daycare, and my wife bought Uncrustables for her, and that's like the peanut butter and jelly, like pre-made frozen. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Smucker's Uncrustable. Mm-hmm. She gave her one of those to have for lunch, dropped her off, and then we got a picture from Rachel, which is a babysitter, and she's got hives all around her eyes. She's like rubbing them. She's like this. I'm like, dude, poor baby.
No.
I'm like, why the hell would, like, I'm talking to the babysitter, why would she send her to daycare with peanut butter if she'd never given it to her before, right?
Right.
Which is what I was thinking. It ended up going away, and she was fine, you know, no hard breathing, anything like that. It was just the hives. But we brought her to the doctors. We did allergy tests, all that. Peanut butter's on there. But I guess the first time that you give kids peanut butter, because I found out
They gotta
MK
get used to it. Yeah.
MK did give her peanut butter the first time, and that's why she sent her with the Uncrustables, and nothing happened the first time.
Yeah.
So the body is building up antibodies to something, but the second time, the reason the hives break out is because the antibodies are working and fighting it now.
Right.
But the first time you eat it, you won't have an allergic reaction. The second time you eat it, you'll fucking throat will close and you'll die. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, that was my week. I just thought it was kind of funny. Peanut butter and jelly.
Week.
None of this for Emma.
Of course not.
It's peanut butter and jelly, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Shot. Cheers.
Was that Crown Apple you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. I probably said it before, but I used to put that in my Down East.
Oh yeah, you did.
So
say that
good.
before. You know what? Oh.
I like the hat, by the way, too. Devil's
Thank you.
hat's nice.
Thank you.
I already called this out, so I'm not doing it again.
All right, that's fine. I think the only reason why I don't like it because I'm drinking this Bacardi rum punch and it just does not mix well.
Doesn't mix, yeah. Ugh.
Oh, not good. But, yeah, we already called this out, so thank you all for listening in. We'll see you guys all next week. Be prepared for another Mic'd Up with Matt coming next week, and maybe some content of Chris drunk on the ice, maybe.
Good luck in the tourney, buddy. I'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.